the miracle plant. If you haven't got it by now, they are totally okay in like pretty much anything. I seem baffled because I am baffled. I guess that's the price we pay for having them be such easy plants. Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emma, and today we're going to be talking about this. This is an Aspidistra elater. You probably know it better as a cast iron plant, or even an iron plant or a ballroom plant. They're called cast iron plants because of how strong they are and because they can pretty much tolerate most forms of neglect. So the people who named plants decided that why not show off how strong and robust this plant is by giving it a name like cast iron. Cast iron plants are so hardy. They can like live and thrive in like such a wide range of conditions that like they're just insane. They're insane plants and I love them. They're also super low maintenance, probably one of the lowest maintenance plants in my entire collection, which is amazing. We gotta love a low maintenance plant because like I don't need to be fussing over all of my plants all the time. Like this one can just exist and be happy and I don't need to worry about it and it's good. Really quick before I get into the care, I just want to say if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down below and comment on other houseplanty things or houseplants you'd like me to talk about in the future, and subscribe for more videos. Also, follow me on Instagram because like, why not? It'll be fun. Also, I have a TikTok now. You can follow that too if you'd like. Okay, I'm getting off track. Let's get into it. Cast iron plants are one of the most drought tolerant plants in my collection. They can totally handle it if you miss a couple of waterings. In fact, sometimes they might prefer it. They would like to dry out completely, like fully to the bottom of the soil before they get watered. They do not like being soggy or wet all the time. That's a no-no for these ones. They don't like that. So these are perfect for you if you are one of those people that forgets to water their plants or just wants to have a plant but doesn't want to like fuss over it all the time and make sure it's got enough water. This one. Overwatering these is one of the biggest mistakes you can encounter because that will lead to root rot and death. Be careful of that. And I want to say overwatering isn't like the amount of water that you're putting in the soil, but like how frequently you water. So when you do water it, you want to give it a good flush, like really thoroughly put water in there. But just don't do it too often. Just wait for the soil to get completely dry before you water it again, and it will thrive. This plant requires so little water that I honestly can't remember the last time I watered it before this morning. I'm sure it's probably gone like at least a month. Given it is winter right now, so obviously it's not drying out super fast because the temperatures are quite low and it's not getting all that much light, but they can tolerate that. They don't mind. It's doing fine. There are no signs of sadness, so we love it. They are super tolerant of all light except for bright direct sunlight. In fact, they really don't like bright direct sunlight as it'll burn their leaves. Ideally, of course, it's bright indirect light, but they can tolerate so much less. Like I keep this one probably 3 meters or 9 feet or so away from a northeast facing window. That does not get really much direct sun at all. Like maybe some in the summer, but really none in the autumn and winter. So it's pretty dark in there, but it's fine. There's no signs that this plant needs more light. It is actually totally okay with like back corners of rooms and stuff like that because it doesn't need a whole lot of light to function. Cast iron plants are also not picky when it comes to temperatures. They can thrive in like such a wide variety of temperatures. If you haven't got it by now, they are totally okay in like pretty much anything. They're totally fine with any temperatures between 7 Celsius and 30, which is like 45 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Like That is such a wide variety of temperatures. Like, I'm just astounded. Like, this lives downstairs. And when I say that room is cold, I mean that room is freaking freezing. Like, it easily gets down to 12 or 13 degrees, even with the heat on sometimes. And this one is just living its best life. It's totally okay. Like, I seem baffled because I am baffled. This thing is just, I love it. They're also perfectly happy to summer outside as long as it's not getting too much direct sunlight and you bring it in before the frost comes in the winter. When it comes to humidity, I bet you can guess they're not picky. They're pretty much okay with most humidity. They can tolerate a lot lower than most houseplants. Average home humidity should be fine. Like, I wouldn't worry about giving this anything extra because it's fine. Average potting soil is ideal for cast iron plants. They really don't need anything special. Ideally, it's well draining, of course, because they don't like to be waterlogged, but they don't need anything that special. They're also really slow growing, so you probably won't have to repot all that often. Probably every 2 to 5 years. It should be fine. Obviously it depends on the location you have it in. If it's in a brighter spot, it's gonna grow faster, and if it's in a darker spot, it won't. So just repot when you think it needs a bigger pot. And of course you want to give it a pot with drainage holes. As you can see, I watered mine and it's dripping. Yeah, you can see a couple roots poking out in there, peeking their little heads out. Maybe next year or the year after I can repot it. Probably not gonna do it anytime soon, let's be honest. Cast iron plants like to be fertilized about once a month in the spring and summer, and not at all in the autumn and winter. They will still continue to grow quite slowly even though you're fertilizing. They're just slow growers. I guess that's the price we pay for having them be such easy plants. Because cast iron plants are rhizome plants, the best way for you to propagate them is through division when you're repotting them. You want to make sure that you're using a clean, sterile knife to cut off a bit of the rhizome that has like at least 2 leaves. And you want to take that and pot it in some fresh soil. It's best to keep that in a warm and moist environment, at least until it started some new growth of its own. And then you'll have a new plant. Because they have such big leaves, it's really important to give them a dust every now and then, because if your leaves have a layer of dust on them, that's stopping the leaf from photosynthesizing at its maximum capacity, and it could lead to even slower growth. So it's best to give these a good dusting every now and then with just a damp cloth. They will definitely thank you for that. Also, if you notice any like dead or dying leaves, just prune them like as close to the soil as possible. You don't want any decaying leaves just like living on the soil of your plant. If all of that wasn't enough, another amazing thing about cast iron plants is that they are non-toxic to dogs and cats and humans. So you could eat this plant. Your pets could eat this plant and they're not gonna get sick or anything, which is brilliant. You don't have to keep it out of reach of anyone. I mean, these plants are for decoration, not for eating, so I wouldn't suggest you eat them, but you're not gonna get sick over it, so all is well. The miracle plant, cast iron plant. So that is it. That is all you need to know in order to take care of your very own cast iron plant. As you've seen, they really don't need all that much attention from us, which is great. Great for me, because sometimes I'm a lazy plant parent, but like that's okay. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up down below and comment on other houseplants you'd like me to talk about in the future, and subscribe for more. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!